station. Everyone, please forgive my appearance because I've been running all day, so I didn't have time to really go home and do the whole makeup thing. But today we have an amazing show. I'm pulling up the email right now, and he just dropped from Zoom. So, Mr. Walker will be bringing him back in. William Wells with A Steam Village. You all have heard me mention this important organization because it's not just that he works with the youth on tech, but they definitely do all of science, technology, engineering, and math. And the young people are given amazing opportunities through A STEAM Village. So we will bring him back on. He was literally just on Zoom and his Zoom call dropped, and so I'm pretty sure he'll be back on to come back in. And in the meantime, we want to bring on Jorge Fuller, Fuller for the People. And so I'm going to make this announcement. It's going to be on the Lyne't Gray Show, so everyone will understand. Let me get these keys out. I think my keys was in. I don't know if they was in the shot or not, but I just wanted to move them. But I have asked Jorge to make his Fuller for the People announcements. I have asked him to do that repeatedly every show, not repeatedly, but every show for his Fuller for the People announcements. And he has an amazing job. He's recruiter for Kansas City Public Schools. So, if he has openings, he can make announcements. Anyone watching could possibly apply. Doesn't mean just because you saw Jorge Fuller on the Lyne't Gray Show, you gonna get the job. But it helps him to fill positions and at least get qualified candidates. So you will hear him make those announcements. And I've asked him because he said last week that he was on a show right before he came on ours. So I want everyone to be able to keep up with the things that Jorge is doing. And so you'll understand and know exactly what he's doing. And it won't be, I support all positive, anything anybody's doing positive, I support it, whether it be business, political, any of that. I fully support it. Educational, I support it. So this is the show where if my guests are on, I ask them to go ahead and let us know what they're doing. So now that I've done I didn't do my introduction because I like to, because people will be like, oh, well, he taking time. It's called Dos Minutos with Jorge, but we on black CPT time when it comes to that. So he can take Cuatro Minutos or however many Minutos he want to take. Anyway, but you're listening to the Lyne't Gray Show here on KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, Kansas City's first global community radio station. You're most likely listening to KUAW on Facebook. You're most likely watching on Facebook, but you can also watch on, you can listen on the TuneIn app. That's only for listening. Tune in, TuneIn app. That's only for listening, so you can have that running in the background and you can watch other things. You can watch on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and that's it. Okay. So, and we don't know if the phone lines work yet. A lot of people keep asking me, do your phone lines work again? I'm like, don't be drunk dialing. So we don't know if they should be working. So, and the number will scroll across the top of the screen for you to call in. But we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Jorge Fuller. Dos Minutos with Jorge. And it don't matter how many minutos he takes. This is his segment.
Well, thank you always. I know dos minutos means 2 minutes, so I try to say my best to be in that 2 minute time frame. But sometimes when you have good information, you want to make sure you be detailed as possible and clear as possible. So understand that does take a little longer than 2 minutes. I will say this, Jorge Fuller for the People, Fuller for the People LLC, as well as located on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can go to LinkedIn and just type in my name. If you have questions or requests, you can send me things there or fullerforthepeople@gmail.com. I love to bring out those that are doing the work. So if you're doing the work and you ask me to promote, I'm going to look to see if you're doing the work and how you impact that community. I say this because we had guests last week. I'm glad that they allowed me to share their stuff, but also I'm glad that they brought to my attention some things as I got a chance to tell my peer group. If you have anything political come through your pathway and you don't understand what it is, you can call me. So if you got my number and you see something political and you're like, I don't know what this is, if it is literally a petition, you don't know what it is, call somebody that you know that's involved in politics, that is willing to research so that they can actually tell you what the things is. Because I got so many people told me afterwards or promoted afterwards the legal MO petition. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't watch the show. If you watch the show, you would have known that legal MO is the constitutional change, while there is a House bill already in works
Yeah.
being voted on that must be concluded in May. So you have 5 weeks, 6 weeks to be the end of May that would do the same thing but better and allow you to have changes and augments for yourself. Stop excluding yourself from economic opportunities because of ignorance. I say this again, stop excluding yourself from economic opportunities for ignorance. So please make sure you look at the fine details, you ask questions, you challenge them. Don't just put your name because you are in favor of what they just told you, because they're going to tell you the things that they assume that you want to support. I remember this past Saturday, I was walking down Brookside. I got stopped. I listened to their spiel and I said, I'm no thank you at this time. And it wasn't even legalizing Mo, it was support Ukraine. And I say this because there's so many things that people tell you that they're doing something in a positive way, but you need to make sure you see that they're doing it, because Kansas City, Missouri is located in the show me state, and I need to see what you're doing and not just support it blindly. And I say that because a lot of times we support things so blindly and we sit there and feel bamboozled because they got our support, but they never got our challenge or our accountability. And right now, I'm going to shout out Brandon Ellison and Austin Taylor for hosting a community discussion this evening. If you are looking for that information, you can hop on to Elect Ellington. There's a live stream of it right now. And hopefully you'll wait till after the show, go back and watch it, get that information, because they're breaking things down for the understanding of the community. And then lastly, if you're interested in seeing me on a regular basis, Beyond the Lyne't Gray Show, every Tuesday night from 6 to 7-ish, I am on the Coalition Speaks, located with the Elements of Education, Block, Brothers Liberating Our Community, as well as shared on my page, Fuller for the People, LLC, or Jorge Fuller for the People, as well as my personal page and my LinkedIn page the following day. Please tune in and give your support, give your comments, give your reacts, and share, because the more you share, the more opportunities we have to grow. And the more opportunities we have to grow, the greater possibilities that we have. I stand for educational prosperity, economic progress, and civic relationships. So I just gave you primary examples of all three within this last 4 minutes or so, because I'm looking at my clock this time. So thank you, Lyne't, Mama Nate. Every time, I'm always appreciating to be on, and I look forward to talking about A-Steam Village. Until Mr. Wells comes back on, I can actually tell some of the beginning histories of A-Steam Village, because I was originally a coach for A-Steam.
Go ahead.
It was actually started and housed out of Banneker Charter, Benjamin Banneker Charter, back in 2009-ish. I'm feeling my dates right now. I started off as a coach for a robotics team. There was actually 2 teams coming out of that space. We took those teams not only to First Lego League robotics competition in Kansas City, but they actually made it to nationals. They continue to do that for the following 3 years. If you ever get a chance to visit A-Steam Village, they have a trophy case, and that trophy case is filled with trophies, and I get to actually look back and see a picture of myself with my team as they went through. And I'm loving every time I get to go in and just see how it continued to progress, because they not only do they have a robotics team, they also inspired supported the SSEP Small Space Flight Experiment Project. where you got to send your experiments. The winner got to send their experiments up into space, and it was all microgravity. So our students were learning different terminology, but also conducting experiments with astronauts. And so that was something else. And then the last part that they're doing, they have a group right now currently called the Red Tails. They are redesigning the 18th and Vine area. They have met with civic leaders, whether it be someone that is just someone that lives in that area, someone that is on the block club, someone that is in the HOA, someone that is actually in office. We had so many civic leaders that came to the table, including myself, and we got a chance to project what we would like to see 18th and Vine look like. And then they took all that data and created a proposal. And I promise you, some of the most amazing things came from the eyes of our youth. They built out a 3D rendering, virtually 3D rendering, and presented that to the same people that they got the information from. Wow. So if you're looking at an organization to support that is doing the work, I can always attest to it. As someone that has witnessed it externally for the last few years, there at the beginning as well, I'm always going to support AC Village with the executive director, William Wells Jr. to be exact. Lastly, I think there's another organization, and I hope he shows up, gets to come back on, because that, we Zoom, we sometimes in the wrong space and it don't come back. But I will say, just looking at those students and partnering with UMKC, they are actually doing career readiness right now. Mm-hmm. So students are actually getting trained to do different technical career fields. So some of them are actually wiring the building, hardwiring with Ethernet cable, and actually preparing and setting up what it looks like to have a network router in your space. And those are, I'm not talking about little chump change careers, as we would say. No. Those are 70,000 out the gate. And they're getting trained at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, as well as all the way through seniors in high school.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And that's the reason why I was so excited when William Wells Jr. told me about he's on here, AC Village is on here to promote, they're having an upcoming benefit concert. But not just promote the benefit concert, but promote the stuff that George, think about it, y'all. And here's the thing about it. A lot of people don't know that if they're learning how to install Ethernet and broadband and, the systems in the homes, those kids can turn that into a company. And at 21, bid with the government. The government always has those bids because they need certain areas of the United States that are without technology, or they're technology barren, or I forgot the word, but I see the bids all the time. The bids come right to my email directly from the government offices, and it's always requesting people who know how to bring broadband, or is it broadband or the other one? But they say they're the same. It's just different equipment, but who know how to bring it into areas that most people are not familiar with, and it can break through walls and things like that. I've asked people questions about it and have learned a couple of tricks to make everything power through, even in a deep basement. I had to learn it from a military person, but I still learned it. So I'm hoping, and William has not come back on, and I even sent him a text message. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, let me pull up the email that he sent for their, do you have it in front of you, George? For their fundraiser, because their fundraiser, they put a lot of effort into this, and this is going to be extremely nice. So I do want everyone, please buy a ticket. You're going to enjoy yourself, just from the lineup that they have. It is their May 5th. It's coming up May 5th benefit concert at the Gym Theater. The tickets can be purchased at the THE, or you can go to Eventbrite. Okay. Go to Eventbrite, and everybody should have an Eventbrite. and you purchase your tickets A, lowercase a, capital ST, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, E as in elephant, A as in apple, M as in mango. And you want to just type in A Steam Village, and their whole lineup will pull up. The tickets range from $50 to $90, and they are definitely going to be worth every bit of it. The ticket is featuring Dominique. Oh, the violinist Dominique Hammonds. Is that who that is? Yep, that's him. When I saw the name, I instantly knew who he was. So the show openers are Angela Wildflower, Just Wolf. He's an indie hip hop artist. Angela Wildflower, Broadway actress and singer, and Mo Betta featuring Joe Gallant. And so they have Dominique Hammonds coming, and I have something to do with Dapper Dan. So there goes my night of fun. But this is going to be an awesome night. The benefit concert presented by the Digital KC Now 3rd District Digital Economy Initiative will bring the A Steam Village NSBE Junior Community STEM Day to festive end as we party with the international violinist Dominique Hammonds, Kansas City's own Angela Wildflower, and the Mo Betta Band featuring Joe Gallant and the Twin Cities Just Wolf. As if that isn't enough, we will be joined by special guest NSBE CEO Janine Uzel. Premium seating includes heavy appetizers, wine and beverage, and meet and greet reception with the entertainers. General admission tickets are $50. Get your tickets today because this show will be hot and is selling out. And I'm pretty sure, because this is an amazing show. When I saw Dominique Hammonds, y'all see, I was like, oh my goodness. So let me read what else he sent me. But y'all, if I tell you all anything, you want to support the A Steam Village, because A Steam Village is, along with BFTAA and We Code KC, they're putting our children, our youth, our young people, our women, they're putting them on a level playing field. The one thing about tech is tech and engineering does not care who you are or what you look like. They go off of your ability, your certifications, your portfolio, what you can do, what you have done. That's what they go off of. So we have to make sure that when we are, we have to make sure that we support those who will bring income back into the Black community. And what I mean by this, let's talk about this for a little bit. Everyone's chasing a business or trying to be an influencer to make money, or they're trying to sell something, and it is nothing wrong with that. I love it. I congratulate it. But what about the fact that who are the people who program all of these social media sites and these media sites? Who are those people who keep this stuff going? How we have to stand in and pay attention. Just like I know someone who's a civil engineer who specializes in building bridges and like laying in the sanitation stuff and all of that. These are things that Black people are absolutely absent from. But the one thing is, and the one thing we all know, is that it has been set up for only 6 to 8% of Black people to be successful. Only 6 to 8%. Where can we break that 6 to 8% is in tech, because tech might care about what you look like in the beginning, but when they see that they can get amazing work out of you, tech doesn't care. Tech just wants to know that you know what you're doing and they can get amazing work out of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Walker, for putting their flyer up there. So I'm hoping William Wells can come in. He didn't send me their schedule, so I could let you all know uh, what their what activities they have coming up. George, do you have anything since you know the?
You would think I was on the board. I will say that there is space. You can go onto their A-Steam Village, their Facebook page. They do keep it pretty up to date. So there's information located there for you if you're interested in learning more. They do have the ability to take donations. So as you look at it, and you're like, hey, I'm not able to make the concert, or you cannot afford the concert, donate what you can. Every little bit goes a long way. It is support of our students, the support of Kansas City area students as well. And so I just wanted to make sure that people see that and understand that you are truly giving back to the community. Yes. That students are in. They are doing the work. You can see the progress of that work coming through regularly. And I'm loving the fact that our special guest has popped in. Yes. With his beautiful background in Kansas City. I actually told them how it started. So I think I still got the story right if I'm right.
Thank you so much for joining us. We truly, truly appreciate you. And we just quickly went over like the benefit concert. But go ahead and George gave us a background on how A-Steam Village started. You've been on the show before a couple of years ago, but go ahead and let everyone know what A-Steam Village is, what you do, and then you can go into letting everybody know about the benefit concert and everything.
Well, I would have to say that, we followed Uncle George there. He led the way. He started the robotics deal. I remember meeting him when he brought Black Family Technology Awareness Week to Kansas City, and I was just dabbling in broadband, wireless broadband back then. We started at Benjamin Banneker, worked with Mr. Fuller. You actually are one of the stakeholders, man. You helped us get it going in the beginning at Banneker, and we just kept pushing. Uncle George pushed his way, we pushed ours, and we kept pushing for the same mission. We realized that we weren't getting the funding and the support that we needed to get, so we said, hey, we'll create our own paths, and that's what we've done. Just trying to make sure now we're on the tip of actually going into workforce development, and we're trying to actually expand who gets to participate in the digital economy. So when you hear us talking about Digital KC Now, what we're trying to do in the 3rd district, I can't say trying, what we're gonna do in the 3rd district is create a digital economy that can coexist with the service and entertainment economy. And when we do it successfully, what we're gonna see is a talent pipeline of knowledge workers that's gonna increase the median household income in the area, which will increase the healthcare index in the area, which will increase, the number of businesses that are tech businesses in the area. Just because I get my certifications, just because I have the talent, doesn't mean that I'm going to walk over to the tech firm in the Crossroads or in Overland Park and they're going to hire me. Right. But if we can create a bunch of tech companies that are run by us, whose boardrooms look like us, then we can pretty much guarantee that we will hire us. And when we hire us, we create opportunities, we create pathways into the economy for those who are unfortunately are locked out. They say there's a digital divide that, heck, Uncle George, when you first brought BFTAA in, that was what it was fighting, right? The digital divide. Well, here we are 22 years later, and people are still talking about a digital divide. I think the problem is that we haven't taken the reins and we haven't been able to gather the community to rally around us to realize that this economy, even though it's being created locally in the 3rd district, it is actually a global economy. I could be over in Iran serving in the military and tune in to KUAW.org and pick up this show. So Uncle George has actually showed with this radio station, even though his reach is, as far as going to the radio is in a certain square mile, he's actually reaching anywhere in the world because he's broadcasting it over the internet.
That's powerful, and you literally touched on what I was saying right as you were coming back in, which is people don't understand that what you're doing, and then you're also doing job readiness or career preparedness or whatever title you've given it. You are literally bringing wealth into our community because, like you said, people may not want to hire or whatever, but this is something where when the young people get the portfolio and they get the people period get the portfolio showing what they can do, they will be hired. But the best thing ever is for us to hire us. But like you said, we need community behind this. And the amazing, oh my god, when I read it, I was like, oh, Dominic Cameron. Because see, I looked at the flyer, but I was busy like reading the other stuff. So I didn't pay close attention to the flyer until it was just on my phone. I was like, they're bringing Dominic Hammond. I watch all his YouTube videos and Instagram posts about it. I love his violining. All of my children started out playing, well, not all of them. I think three of the six started out playing violin when they were like 3. So I'm big on music, but you're offering like a really great night for an amazing price. So go ahead and tell us about that.
He's a bad brother.
Yes.
That's all I can say. He is truly an international violinist, and he throws down, plays everything: hip hop, R&B, smooth jazz, and he's an amazing performer. And he is headlining our show on May 5th at the Gym Theater. But we also have some amazing young talent that's from Kansas City on that show, right? Mm-hmm. So we have the Mo Better Band, Mark McIntosh, Joe Gallant. They're all from Kansas. Mark is from Kansas City. We went to junior high and high school together. Wow. But Angela Wildflower, y'all know about Angela Wildflower? She's a Broadway songstress. She just got back from Somalia doing a dream camp, and she's an amazing, beautiful, strong voice that's from Kansas City that went out and spread her wings in California, and now she's on Broadway. I think her big play here was Hats. When Hats was here, she was the lead performer in Hats.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. See, so you pulled some heavy hitters to give everyone some amazing night of entertainment. I really appreciate this, and the one thing I have to say is I want to say hats off, and Mr. Walker's in the studio, BFTAA, and he brings the KUAW, the whole entire, y'all don't realize Mr. Walker does this, and it's only him sitting back there. So, and we do have Terrence Williams who comes in, he sponsors a lot of programs, and we thank the Music and More Foundation. But I want to really, really, really let people know, because I witnessed something in tech that kind of blew me away last week, which is someone I know who is they're in India. They're in India, or I think he's either Indian or Pakistan or something like that, but he's tech. And he got hired. Can't say the company. I want to say the company, but he got hired, and he's making over $100,000, but he's working remotely. But it was because of his portfolio. He told me, and that's where I learned that you have to have a portfolio, was from him.
Yeah.
Because of his portfolio, he showed them what he could do. And I was thinking, how do black people get a portfolio like that? Because he had links to the U.S., and there's a certain really big company, and I want to say it's an Indian-run company, that they bring a lot of immigrants over and everything, but their focus is on the Indian and the Pakistani and people like that. They don't really, focus on inner city or just black people in general. They don't focus on. And so my question was, how do black people get a portfolio like what he told me he had? And so what A-Sting Village is doing is giving them that opportunity. Tell us everything that you all have in your program.
Well, let me start with the K through 12 space, and I'll take you on up to the adult. So in the K through 12 space, we offer robotics, we offer 1080 race car engineering, video game design, computer coding, computer programming, data analytics, analysts, AutoCAD, where they're doing architectural design, making buildings. We start them in the 1st through 3rd grade with Legos, then we move them up to computer. And once they learn computer coding, then we move them up to what's called SketchUp. And then once they master SketchUp, then we move them up into Autodesk. So then I'll move up into our middle school, high school, and young and adult space. We are a CompTIA education academia partner, right? Academic partner. So what that means is we can provide the certification exam prep for all of your IT courses, your cybersecurity courses in a hybrid, self-paced, and also we can actually help teach the class as well. But beyond just the certification prep, which you do earn a certificate if you take the pre-assessment, take the tutorial, complete the labs, and pass the post-assessment with 80% or higher. And once you've done it at 80, once you pass at 80% or higher, we're also able to proctor the industry certification exams. That once you pass those, you are industry certified and you can walk into any place and fill a job, a good paying job, career, starting at $40,000, $50,000 a year.
Wow. Wow, that is a beautiful, and you said starting at, and how long do these certifications that you're talking about, how long do they take to get?
Anywhere from 3 months to 12 months. It just depends on the pathway that you choose to go. Let me give you for instance, Mr. Fuller will know this guy. So Mr. Fuller, you remember Tom Esslin? Mr. Esslin? So
yes, sir.
This is a true story. Let me give you the timeline. In January, he was told that if he doesn't do better, if his class doesn't do better on this standardized test, he wasn't going to get his contract renewed. He asked me, could he have access to our SQL database server, right? Curriculum. I gave him that access, didn't charge him, just gave it to him. 3 months later, he called me into the room and said, hey, you're going to be getting a call. I got 3 calls for jobs. A month later, called me into his room. Wells, I got the job. I said, did you get an increase in pay? And he looked at me and said, oh yeah, $75,000 a year. Running an SQL database server. He taught himself from January until May, June, and went from $35,000 a year to $70,000 a year, and he's still there now.
Wow. See, y'all, this is the reason why you support and get to this and go on. You know what? Not just go to the. Go ahead.
Great. This is great. I gotta say now, Mr. Fuller, am I lying?
No, he's telling the absolute truth. I remember when he said, I got a job. I'm like, what you mean you got a job? If those that don't know, or for your memory, he was actually my wedding officiant. So he's an ordained minister. He's a certified educator. And now he's also licensed with SQL, which is a lot harder than people think, but not as hard as you can. It's doable. And he's still ordained. He still goes out and does weddings. And I still get to see him. And he's also working in a lot of diversity, equity, inclusion spaces, specifically in the LGBTQ or plus spaces as well, holding his own podcast on a regular. And that's just him bridging out. I can shout out Tommy Esslin as much as I can. I give flowers while they're still on Earth. I like to give them their flowers. So yeah, I didn't know the backhand of it. I remember him asking you a question. That wasn't my business, so I left it alone. And now you see what happens. Sometimes it's who you tap into. And Mr. Wells, that's the type of thing that he does. He didn't charge anything. He allowed you to take your own education to your own hands. He allowed you to liberate yourself from a more toxic type of mind frame and mind status. Not only that, as an adult, but guess what? He showed students as well, because he has several students that are in Ivy League colleges,
Wow.
as well as hard to get in technical schools that
Yes.
you can't get in unless you know about them,
Yes.
as well as some are actually studying to become educators too. So it's, he's not I'm gonna give him his flowers because he's here, but
Yeah.
I give it to him when he ain't here
Please
anyway.
do.
Go back and look at the beginning.
Please
Yeah,
do.
thank
And this is like so amazing, and it's so funny because when he said that the elementary school students are learning, they build themselves up into AutoCAD, and I learned CAD in the 90s where you had to program it yourself. So I got to watching some people do AutoCAD. I said, why are you just pushing in a button and that's working? They're like, oh, it does it itself. I said, oh, that's the auto in AutoCAD. Okay. So, I mean, but this is so amazing. And I'm just like, everybody, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. And you literally prove that people can, if they are consistent, you put people in position to literally change their lives. And
that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do. That's what we try to do.
Do you have a certain sign up date for the parents who want to sign their students up, and for the adults who want to sign up their program? Tell everyone how to contact you.
I will. I definitely will. But I want to give an underlying theme and message on why we're having a benefit concert.
Please.
If I may. So we have entered into a 2-year contract. You may have heard of Digital KC Now.
Mm-hmm.
It's digitalkcnow.org. We've built out a broadband network that bypasses Time Warner, AT&T, Google Fiber, and we're taking middle school and high school students and teaching them how to run that network, how to build that network, how to install that network. And they're going in and actually connecting clients to our network, right? And they're getting paid to do this. They're getting paid to learn, and they're getting paid for actually doing the work. And so having the benefit concert, the proceeds do help us with our program. But more importantly, what we're trying to do is create a gathering of people so that we can share all of these opportunities, so that we can share what we're trying to create in the 3rd district. And so we're having a concert. It's going to be a fun night. We have a community STEM day in the morning for the kids, but the whole goal is on both fronts, adults and the students, is to be able to say, hey, look, there are some opportunities here. When you hear us talk about the next Black Wall Street is going to be virtual, we mean that.
Yeah.
We mean that. The KUAW.org is showing that.
Yes.
Right? You're reaching people. You're delivering work. You're delivering messages. So we're hiring for our summer camp. Our summer camp runs June 6th through July 29th. We hire high school and college students. Okay. We've been doing that this will be our 8th year. It runs from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They can go to our website, astingvillage.org. We're also hiring apprentices to work on the Digital KC Now broadband initiative. They can go to the Full Employment Council and get assigned to the project, or they can go to our website, which is digitalkcnow.org, and they can also sign up and participate in our learn work. They get paid to learn, they get paid to work. And then our fall, winter, and spring program actually happens. Our fall, winter, and spring program actually happens. The sign up for that will go live in June, and it runs from September through March of 2023. And a beautiful thing's going to happen in March of 2023. The National Society of Black Engineers, which we were the 2019-2020 chapter of the year, national chapter of the year for the Pre-College Initiative, that convention is coming to Kansas City. I chaired it when it was here in 2017. We had 13,000 attendees. We expect 17,000 attendees this time. It has a college fair. it has a career fair, and it has a K through 12 pre-college initiative competition. We're bringing in the new CEO of NSBE on May 5th and May 6th. We're meeting with both mayors. We're having a luncheon with industry and academia, where when they bring that $21 to $25 million economic stimulus to Kansas City for that week in March 22nd, we're making sure that money, that those vendors are Black and brown businesses on both sides of the state line. And that's what our initiative is. That's what our conversation is. Going to be in Chicago next week with the founder. He's a mentor, one of the founders. They're having a NSBE Founders Day reception. This will be the one in Kansas City, will be the 49th annual convention. We'll be in Orlando in 2024 for the 50th year, but we're actually celebrating the 50th year. We're NSBE, which is an international organization with hundreds of thousands of members, multi-million-dollar nonprofit, run by college students, undergrad students that are at HBCUs across this country. We'll be doing that in Chicago.
Okay, I got a quick question. We running out of time, but I got a quick question. Someone asked me, he said that his internet is breaking up, but he said he's in Nigeria and he's tech. Can he participate in A Scene Village?
He absolutely can. We have a lot of virtual programs and people that participate virtually.
Okay.
Matter of fact, true story. I'll be quick. When the world shut down because of the pandemic, we moved our summer camp to virtual. Had a young brother out of Tallahassee, Florida, that taught our computer science, to computer programming and game design for our summer camp the last 2 summers. He's also teaching with one of our high school students, the NSBE virtual chapter, every other Saturday. And Honeywell brought him to Kansas City last week to interview for a job in their IT department. That was the first time I met him in person.
Wow.
First time I met him in person. He was coming to Kansas City to interview for a job. And he's been working with us for 2.5 years.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Y'all, wow, yes, that y'all, we are running out of time. Listen, I have someone coming next week, but I think your benefit concert will be before the next show that I have after next week's show. If it's not, we will bring you back. Listen, you have space to come. If you want to come host the show with your kids, I'm hoping I announce this every week, don't I, Mr. Walker? I'm trying to get to Ghana, y'all. I'm supposed to be there for like 6 months. Now it's down to 5. We just gonna keep getting me there. But if you want to come host the show with your children, with your students, any of your students, not just the young people. But I truly appreciate you because I am so grateful to you, Mr. Walker and Jorge, because y'all don't understand. Like, I was one of those kids that everybody thought was a bad kid. But I have to shout out my engineering teacher at Van Horn. That was back when it was engineering technology. His name is Michael Randall. A lot of people know him as Pastor Michael Randall. But he was our architectural design teacher, and I would get frustrated, and I'd be ready to just shut down. And he would say, "You can do this," because I was working with with CAD, when you had to make it do what it does. It wasn't auto. So because of that, my brain opened up. And the path that I probably should have taken and just fallen off the deep end, I didn't, because of people saying, here's technology. Dr. Thornton, who put a man on the moon, and he sat there and told me, your brain, it just needs to open up. So I want to thank all 3 of y'all. This is the Lyne't Gray Show. It's 8:55. I'm sorry we can't keep this show going, but please, William, please schedule your next visit. We'll get you going. Look at your calendar. Let me know what you got. We'll put you on here. And I appreciate you. I really do. He gave y'all some amazing examples to get going and get signed up. This is Lyne't Gray Show. It's 8:56 p.m., so we got to get out of here because he got other programming coming. But I want to thank William Wells with A Steam Village. Give your email address or give your website again.
Website is ASTEAM, it's pronounced as team, ASTEAM village.org. And if you want to buy tickets and support us, just throw the gym in front of thegym.asteamvillage.org. Thegym.asteamvillage.org. Thank you all for having us, and I really appreciate it.
GEM.
Yeah, the GEM, not GYM. THEGEM.
There you go.
All righty, thank y'all so much, and I wish y'all joy, love, peace, happiness, health, well-being, total enlightenment, prosperity, success, affluence, abundance, a whole lot of money to you. If you want to see everybody next week, we will have Kachina Richardson and her Paseo fashion designers, Paseo High School fashion designers. See y'all next week. Y'all take care.
Y'all take care.
Bye, y'all.